What if I told you you can start reversing age-related muscle loss in just 72 hours? No injections, no miracle pills, not even a fancy supplement, just one forgotten food, a simple ingredient, backed by research from Harvard Health and the American Geriatrics Society, clinically studied by leading experts like Dr. Ferrucci and Dr. Lydie. You see, most people believe losing muscle after 60 is inevitable, but science tells a different story. It's not age that robs your strength. It's something called anabolic resistance, a silent process that blocks your body from rebuilding muscle, even when you're eating right. And here's the truth most doctors don't say. Muscle loss is not a normal part of aging. It's a biological consequence, and it can be reversed. In today's video, we'll uncover the real food that reactivates your muscle-building switch, why most seniors are missing it, and how to use it in a way that your body will thank you for, starting in just 3 days. If you believe in healing through understanding, not just medications, if you want to age with energy, strength, and independence, then you're in the right place. Subscribe to Senior Muscle Lab, where every week you get one gentle, realistic step toward a stronger you. And leave a comment below because your story might just give someone else hope. Number 1, the silent thief. What's causing your muscle? Let's start with a question almost no one over 60 is asking. Why does muscle just fade away? Even when you're eating right, even when you're trying to stay active, you're not imagining it. And it's not just aging. What's really behind the weakness, the unsteady legs, the shrinking arms? It's something scientists call anabolic resistance. Now that might sound complex, but it's actually simple once you understand the story. Imagine you're trying to build a house. You've got bricks, you've got tools, but suddenly your workers stop responding to instructions. They're sluggish. They don't rebuild like they used to. That's exactly what happens inside your body after age 60. You eat proteins, that's your bricks, but your muscle cells don't hear the message to rebuild. This is anabolic resistance. Your body becomes numb to the usual muscle-building signals. Even a high-protein meal may no longer be enough. According to Dr. Stephen Anton, this biological slowdown begins subtly in your 50s, but accelerates rapidly after age 65. That's why you might feel like your muscles are vanishing, even when you're eating what used to work. And here's the part most people miss. Anabolic resistance isn't permanent. It can be reversed. And there's one food, long forgotten, that has the power to break through this wall. We'll get to that shortly. But first, I want to show you just how important it is to act now, because muscle isn't just about strength. It's your metabolic savings account. It protects your bones. It stores glucose. It prevents frailty and falls. Losing muscle means losing that protection. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to regain. But the good news? The body responds fast if you give it the right signal. Coming up, the one ancient superfood that turns that switch back on, starting in just 72 hours. Number 2, the forgotten superfood that turns the muscle key back on. So what is this one food that can help older muscles come back to life in just 3 days? It's not new. It's not fancy. It's over 1,000 years old. It's called natto, a traditional Japanese dish made from fermented soybeans. Now I know what you might be thinking. Fermented soybeans? Really? Yes, and here's why it matters. Natto is one of the richest natural sources of leucine, an amino acid that works like a master key. It literally flips the switch on your muscle-building machinery. Think of leucine like the ignition key to your car. You can have fuel, protein, you can have an engine, your muscles, but without the key, nothing starts. This is why so many older adults eat enough protein and still lose strength. They're missing the key ingredient that tells the body, build muscle now. But natto goes even further. It also contains vitamin K2, which helps move calcium out of the arteries and into the bones, protecting your heart while strengthening your frame. It supports gut bacteria, which boosts digestion, nutrient absorption, and reduces inflammation. According to Dr. Heather Lydie, leucine-rich foods are critical in overcoming anabolic resistance, especially in adults over 60. And here's the beautiful part. Your body doesn't need a lot of it. Just a few tablespoons of natto a few times a week can reawaken that muscle signal. Let me tell you about one of my patients. Robert, 72 years old, retired teacher, proud grandfather. But after back surgery, he lost weight fast. Worse, he started to fear falling. He stopped going out. When we added natto to his breakfast, just 3 times a week with warm rice and a boiled egg, something changed. He called me after 10 days. His legs felt steadier. His mornings were smoother. And then he said something I'll never forget. "Doctor, we're not afraid of aging. We're afraid of losing our legs and being locked inside 4 walls." That's when I knew. This wasn't just about food. It was about freedom. And maybe you're looking for the same thing. Coming up, why protein timing, not just total amount, could be the reason your efforts aren't working yet. Number 3, protein isn't enough. You need this timing strategy. Now here's a question that surprises many older adults. If I'm already eating enough protein, why am I still losing muscle? The answer, it's not just about how much you eat, it's when you eat it. Let me explain. Most older adults eat very little protein in the morning. A small bowl of cereal, toast with jam, sometimes just a cup of coffee. Then lunch is light too, a salad, maybe soup. And dinner? That's when the big protein comes in. Steak, chicken, or fish. It's what Dr. Stephen Anton calls the protein imbalance trap. Because even if you eat enough protein in total, your muscles only respond when they're given enough at once. And here's the key. Older muscles require a bigger push to activate. You need about 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein per meal to trigger what scientists call muscle protein synthesis, the rebuilding of muscle tissue. That means if you're only eating 5 to 10 grams of protein in the morning, your muscles stay asleep all day. You miss your window. But if you shift that protein into breakfast, you send a clear message to your body. I still want strength. I still want to move. Let me give you examples of what a 25 to 30 gram protein breakfast might look like. 2 scrambled eggs with cheese, 1 cup of Greek yogurt, oatmeal with a scoop of whey protein, natto with brown rice, 1 boiled egg, tofu sautéed with spinach and sesame seeds. Heather Leedy's research shows that spreading protein evenly across the day, especially starting with breakfast, significantly boosts muscle retention in adults over 60. And the best part? It doesn't just help build muscle. It also balances your blood sugar, keeps your energy steady, and reduces cravings later in the day. Remember, protein isn't just food. It's a message to your muscles. But timing determines whether your body hears it. So tomorrow morning, don't skip breakfast. Make it count. Coming up next, we'll uncover the top 5 healing foods that silently support your muscle regeneration. Number 4. Top 5 foods that support rapid muscle repairs after 60. So far, we've talked about what weakens muscle and the one superfood that turns it back on. But now let's look at 5 everyday foods that silently work in your favor, restoring muscle, reducing inflammation, and keeping you on your feet longer. These are the quiet supporters, your nutritional allies after 60. Dish number 1, natto, the muscle key. Yes, it's worth repeating, because natto isn't just a source of leucine, it also provides vitamin K2 and beneficial enzymes that help absorb nutrients better, making other foods more effective too. Think of natto as your ignition key. It doesn't build the whole car, but without it, the engine doesn't start. Tip: mix 1 to 2 tablespoons into warm rice or soup, 2 to 3 times per week. Dish number 2, wild-caught salmon, the anti-inflammatory builder packed with omega-3 fatty acids. Salmon helps reduce chronic inflammation, a major barrier to muscle recovery. It's also rich in complete protein and vitamin D, which supports calcium regulation and bone strength. Dr. Luigi Ferrucci's research shows that omega-3s may enhance muscle function in older adults by improving mitochondrial performance, the powerhouse of your muscle cells. Tip: enjoy grilled salmon once or twice a week. Canned salmon works too. Just watch sodium levels. Dish number 3, pumpkin seeds, the magnesium mineral boost. These small seeds are rich in magnesium, zinc, and iron, Three minerals often depleted in seniors due to medications or gut changes. Magnesium is crucial for muscle contraction and relaxation. Zinc supports protein synthesis. Iron helps carry oxygen to the tissues. Together, they act like spark plugs for your muscle system. Tip: snack on one handful, about 30 grams per day, or sprinkle over oatmeal or salads. Dish number 4, cottage cheese, the overnight repair fuel. Cottage cheese is high in casein, a slow-digesting protein that feeds your muscles while you sleep. That's right, you can repair muscle overnight, especially if you have exercised or walked during the day. Bonus, it contains tryptophan, which may improve sleep quality, and better sleep equals better muscle recovery. Tip: eat one small bowl, 100-150 grams, about 1 hour before bed. Dish number 5, blueberries, the muscle mitochondria healer. These tiny berries pack a punch. They're rich in polyphenols, natural compounds that improve mitochondrial function, which powers your muscle strength and endurance. Studies from Harvard show that seniors who eat berries regularly show slower cognitive and physical decline. Tip: add a handful to yogurt, cereal, or protein shakes daily. These 5 foods aren't complicated. They don't require a new diet plan, but together they create the environment your muscles need to grow back stronger. Remember, muscle doesn't just need protein. It needs nutrients, healing, and consistency. In the next part, we'll talk about a surprising truth. Some vegetables might be making your muscle loss worse. Number 5, vegetables that secretly sabotage muscle retention. Now, this might surprise you. Some of the very foods we've always been told we are healthy may actually be working against your muscle health. I'm talking about certain vegetables, yes, vegetables, that when eaten the wrong way or in the wrong amount can interfere with nutrient absorption or even increase inflammation in the body. Let's look at 3 common examples. Vegetable number 1, raw cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, kale, cauliflower, cabbage. These are powerful vegetables, full of antioxidants and cancer-fighting compounds. But for older adults with weaker digestion, eating large amounts raw can be harsh. They contain goitrogens, substances that may interfere with thyroid function and slow metabolism, which in turn affects muscle regeneration. Worse, they contain fibers that, when raw, can block absorption of minerals like calcium, magnesium, and zinc, all vital for muscle recovery. What to do instead? Lightly steam or saute them. Add a little olive oil to boost nutrient uptake. Cooking breaks down the harsh fibers while keeping the core nutrients intact. Vegetable number 2, nightshades, tomatoes, eggplant, peppers. For most people, these are fine, but if you have joint pain, arthritis, or muscle stiffness, nightshades can worsen inflammation. That's because they contain alkaloids that can irritate the nervous system and joints in sensitive individuals. What to do instead? Try eliminating nightshades for 2 weeks and observe how your joints and muscles feel. If they feel better, you might have a sensitivity. Vegetable number 3, spinach, in excess. Spinach is rich in iron and folate, but it's also high in oxalates, which bind to calcium and reduce its absorption. Over time, this can affect bone strength and reduce calcium availability for muscle contraction. What to do instead? Cook spinach before eating and balance it with calcium-rich foods like yogurt or tofu to neutralize the oxalates. Now listen closely. We're not saying these vegetables are bad. They're not. But in older adults, digestion slows down. Absorption weakens. The same food that nourishes a 25-year-old might drain a 70-year-old system if not prepared correctly. The solution? Small adjustments, right preparation, the right time, and the right balance. You don't need to fear vegetables. You just need to know how to make them work for you, not against you. Coming up next, the 3 morning habits that trigger muscle activation before your first meal. Number 6, the 3 morning habits that trigger muscle activation. Let's be honest. Most mornings after 60 feel a little stiff. Your joints crack, your back complains, your legs hesitate. But here's the hopeful truth. Your body isn't resisting you. It's just waiting for a signal. And the best time to send that signal? Within the first hour of waking. Science calls this your prime window, when hormones, blood flow, and circadian rhythms are aligned for maximum muscle responsiveness. Think of it like sunlight through a clean window, strong, direct, and ready to warm your system. In this window, even small movements and nutrients have a much bigger impact on muscle health than later in the day. So here are 3 simple morning habits that take less than 20 minutes, but could make your body feel 10 years younger. Habit 1, 5-minute joint wake-up routine. Before anything else, even before your coffee, start with 5 minutes of gentle joint mobility. Neck rolls, shoulder circles, ankle rotations, arm swings, seated knee lifts. Why? Because joints prime your muscle system. When they're mobile, muscles follow. Meter's research shows that older adults who begin their day with movement see better balance, faster walking speed, and fewer falls within just 4 weeks. Habit 2, 15-minute light walk after breakfast. Once you've eaten your protein-rich breakfast, take a 15-minute walk, even indoors. This light motion triggers a cascade. It activates muscle fibers, increases glucose uptake, supports digestion, signals your brain, I'm alive, alert, and capable. Walking after protein intake helps direct nutrients straight into muscle cells, according to Dr. Anton's clinical trials. Tip: walk while listening to soft music or step outside and feel the sun. Make it enjoyable, not a chore. Habit 3, 1-minute isometric hold. Last habit, short but powerful. An isometric movement means holding a position without moving. It strengthens stabilizer muscles without joint strain, perfect for seniors. Try this. Stand with your back against the wall. Slide down into a small wall sit. Hold for 30 to 60 seconds. Focus on breathing slowly. This activates your quads, glutes, and core in one simple move. No equipment, just your own weight. Repeat 2 to 3 times if comfortable. These 3 habits are not about exercise. They're about communication. You're telling your body, I'm here, I'm strong, and I'm not done. And the best part? You don't need to leave the house. No gym, no pressure, just intention. Coming up, how to know if your muscles are responding and the signs of regeneration you can feel in just 72 hours. Number 7, signs your muscles are regenerating within 72 hours. By now, you've made a few changes. You've added the forgotten superfood. You're adjusting your protein timing. You're moving more in the mornings. But the question remains, how do I know if it's working? Here's what I tell my patients. You don't need a lab test to see progress. Your body speaks, and it speaks in subtle, beautiful ways, especially within the first 72 hours. Let's look at the early signs that your muscles are responding and your healing has begun. Sign 1, improved stability when standing or walking. Suddenly it feels a little easier to get out of a chair. Your legs don't shake as much. Stairs feel less intimidating. This is your neuromuscular connection firing back up. The signals between your brain and muscles are becoming clearer and faster. According to PBS's Healthy Body, Healthy Mind, this is one of the first improvements seen in older adults who start proper protein intake and light movement. Sign 2, slight increase in hunger or energy. You may find yourself feeling hungrier at mealtimes or wanting to eat a little more than usual. That's not bad. That's a sign of anabolic awakening. Your body starts to build, not break. Why? Because protein synthesis requires fuel, and your body is asking for that fuel again. Sign 3, better bowel movements and less bloating. You might notice your digestion improving. Bloating reduces. Your bathroom schedule becomes more regular. This happens because when muscles re-engage and gut bacteria are nourished, like with natto, gut motility improves, meaning food moves more efficiently through the system. It's one of the least expected, but most welcome signs of progress. Sign 4, deeper sleep, fewer nighttime aches. You may sleep more deeply and wake up feeling more refreshed. This is because your body is beginning to shift into a repair-first state, and muscle recovery primarily happens during sleep. Remember, every cell rebuilds better when rest is quality. Sign 5, a sense of motivation returning. This one isn't physical, it's emotional. You may feel a quiet spark, a thought that whispers, I can keep going. I want to do more. That's your inner resilience waking up. That's healing, and it's often the most powerful sign of all. So if you're feeling any of these, even slightly, you are healing. You are not stuck. You're moving forward. Now imagine what happens when you continue these habits for 7 days or 30. It doesn't have to be dramatic, just consistent, gentle, real. Coming up next, we'll recap the most important points and leave you with a message of strength, softness, and hope. Let's pause here, take a slow breath, and give yourself credit for listening, learning, and caring about your health. Because reversing muscle loss after 60 isn't just about food or movement. It's about reclaiming your strength, your freedom, and your right to move through life with dignity. So let's gently recap today's path. You learned that muscle loss is not inevitable. It's a biological reaction that can be reversed. You discovered natto, the ancient superfood that restarts your muscle-building engine. You saw why protein timing matters, especially starting with a strong breakfast. You explored 5 everyday foods that silently support muscle repair. You were reminded to prepare vegetables properly, so they heal, not harm. You practiced 3 gentle morning habits that send a daily signal to your body. I still want strength. And you now recognize the early signs of healing, not just in your body, but in your spirit. Now here's what I want you to remember most. None of this requires extreme discipline. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Because your body is always listening, and it's never too late to say, I choose strength. If you saw yourself in what we just discussed, if you believe aging doesn't mean losing strength, but it is a chance to rebuild your health slowly and sustainably, then don't keep this to yourself. Share this video with loved ones, with friends, or anyone who needs a spark of hope for their health. We can't turn back time, but we can move forward with knowledge, with intention, and with a community that walks together. Subscribe to Senior Muscle Lab, where we don't just talk about lifespan, we talk about the quality of life after 60. And if you have a story, a struggle, or even a small victory, leave a comment below. I always read them, and you might be the reason someone else begins their journey today. Stay with us, next video. But wait, I walk every day. Why am I still losing muscle? You're not alone. Many seniors walk daily and still shrink in strength. The reason? Because not all movement builds muscle. And in our next video, we'll uncover the real reason walking alone doesn't stop sarcopenia. What kind of movement stimulates growth? How to combine walking with food timing for real results. Watch now. Why muscle loss happens even if you walk every day. Let's take the next step together.